Alrighty folks, this is Lurch from Marlan Gaming and welcome back to another episode of From the Depths. We are again in the Vehicle Designer, even though it's a campaign episode, but I've got something to show you. I've been working on a little something off camera. I've had a little bit more time this week and then very little time to actually record, but I have been working on a large hull. You know, everyone's been asking for a battleship style things. This is about maybe 50% bigger than a Marauder, I think. Marauders are actually pretty big when you scale it up. But yeah, this is, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. It's only the beginnings. And it's a multi-layered hull. This bit at the front, I don't know why it's like this. It is. I'm not disputing that, but that, yeah, don't ask. It's a rough shape. I don't know exactly what I'm putting in it yet. I've a couple of ideas. These wood bits here are actually gaps, and I plan to put CRAM cannons in here. We're going to have proper broadside, two big ass CRAM cannons there. I'll split them off, and yeah, I think so. This is going to be, I think, for a bloody ginormous turret. Just basically as big as I can possibly fit. This is a really big area, something like the coastal CRAM that I showed off in one of my other videos. I think I'll just go absolutely batshit with this one, and I'll show you why in the campaign whenever we get there. This is like a multi-layered hull. I think this is about 4 layers thick in places. This is 2 layers of wood and another layer of metal, and then we've got outer layer, and it's 3 layers at the band here with the cladding. So it's pretty tough, or I hope it's pretty bloody tough. God, it's expensive enough so far. I mean, it's 500k and it's only the beginning. There's some very, very quick propulsion and stuff, and the AI is just sitting on the roof there. I was doing some damage testing just to see how well the hull stuck up to damage, and it's reasonably good. It'll obviously be clad off completely in metal on the top here whenever I get that far. But yeah, that's just a quick teaser of what's to come. I will be bringing this guy into a video of his own, and I'll be doing the rest of it on camera with you guys. I just wanted to sort of start out with the hull and work out whether I actually wanted to go ahead with the project, because as many people know, I'm not really a big fan of large builds, and this is a pretty large build by my standard. But I've got a pretty good idea what's going into it, and I'm going to be using CRAM cannons. They're going to be handy, and there'll be probably anti-air at the back here. These are turret mounts. So we'll see what happens in the near future. I've got room for missiles and stuff too. But yeah, let's get over to the campaign and you'll see why I'm going a little bit more flamboyant with my resources. We'll just load straight in here. Come on. Another beautiful day in Neater. And to bring the map up, I have been doing a little bit of tidying up after taking out the Janwall outpost here. I've got an outpost built myself. It's started ticking in resources nicely for us. I've got a load of drilling rigs and oil rigs and stuff like that built just to keep things moving. A couple of extra radar coppers so we have a bit more visibility, and we can see the white flares are just here, and I do not want to be annoying them just yet. The white flare stuff is still pretty bloody terrifying. We'll get round to them when I find something that's really effective. The CRAM bombers are actually pretty good. That's something else we have to get onto as well. We have to build ourselves some poodles. This outpost up here, I built on just this resource to top it out. You see it's actually nearly empty already. There really wasn't very much resources in there to start with. Just a load of natural. But I'm thinking I'm going to use this like a beachhead against the white flares and actually have some coastal defense here. Maybe some rail guns and stuff like that. Long range stuff to really help out. I think I'm particularly going to need it against this square here. Because we are, I mean, let's see, how far are we? 12 hours into the campaign now. It's quite a long time, and these guys are probably reaching pretty critical mass as far as their design strength is concerned, so we don't want to go too heavy on that. You'll also see I have a lot of forces just waiting here on the Onyx Watch doorstep. I have to throw a couple of insults their way and get the war started, but we'll get to that very shortly. And I've also actually built a little outpost up here. We'll zoom in a little bit, see what all this stuff is. We have a fetcher here. And if you look at my resources in the bottom left, I have got nearly 3,000 metal. Yeah, after taking out that other place, we didn't get so much for it. As someone pointed out in the comments, you know those little X's that drop with the resources? And they show you these lovely big numbers of how much resource you're going to get. You actually only get like 10% of that, which is a bit trolly. But, you know, okay, fair enough. It might be a bit easier if we got so many more resources, but we are still taking in the resources very nicely. And because I've got this guy bringing in resources now as well, I've set this fetcher up. He's now called the supply fetcher. And he's moving from here to the center, to there, to the center, and he's just dumping everything into this outpost because it's the most safe at the minute. I mean, it's a roundabout sort of attack route to it. It's nice and secure in there. I might be pumping resources up to here later on whenever we're fighting them, but it's not too far away in terms of our supply route. So yeah, we'll probably just bury resources up with a fetcher. At the minute, it's actually got a fetcher just sitting here, gathering everything up, and we're actually full on crystal. We bring the resources menu up here. Look, everything is full on crystal. I'm not even concerned about it because we don't need it all. I mean, geez, I'd have to be building things entirely out of light blocks to really make use of all of that crystal. So yeah, it can just take away the very best. We don't need it all. Maybe find a use for it in the future. Up here we have a bunch of resources, and we're just going to build our CRAM bombers up here so we can start building our poodles. I think I'm going to do that off camera just to keep the episodes a little bit shorter because the last couple have been really bloody long, and encoding times and stuff like that are a real pain in the ass. But yeah, let's I tell you what, no, let's ceremonially at least build the first one. Oh, bugger. I'm just thinking, maybe I can't because... Yeah, I don't think I can actually, because none of the resources are on this thing. We'll set it up so it has resources. It's easy. Yeah, you see I've been building a couple of prototypes as well. The bomber was actually the CRAM bomber. Gunship is about 15 blocks so far. Don't worry about that. I have started a prototype jet. The large hull is the thing I just showed you, and I have started prototyping a sub. And we'll get round to that in the near future, because the sub might be very useful against some of the later factions. At the minute, the Onyx Watch I don't think are going to prove too much of a concern, because I have been testing these poodles against them, and they absolutely crap on them. From a height. No pun intended, you know, they're bombers, but let's get a couple of them spawned in. We'll start with one, build the first one ceremonially, and I'm going to need to set this guy into the same supply group as the fetcher. You're in, we'll put the two of them in group 3, just for convenience sake, just so that he can get some resources, and we'll tell you to keep a little bit. As the poodle begins to build. Why didn't I just build it myself? That would have made more sense. Oh, well, there's no resources here to build it with. Ah, you're moving! Stop it! Why does a fortress default to combat? Don't know. Is it the CRAM bomber? Come on, the poodle. What changes did I make to the poodle? I added a couple of extra CRAM thingies. Gauges, that's the one. Yeah, we have, it's up to like 1690mm or something. About 1700mm. It's up like 200. It does a little bit more damage. I'm not sure it makes that terribly much of a difference. Something else I tried, a lot of people suggested to use firing delay or something to spread the shots out in some way. All that does, it seems, is make it less accurate. The other shells just miss completely, because rather than the recoil all happening at once and all the shells firing off, the shells still fire, but after the recoil has kicked the ship in a direction, and it fires the firing piece off, and because it's already been triggered to fire, it fires anyway and misses wildly. So that's no good at all. Yeah. Come on. You can build faster than this. This guy's got loads of resources. We've got all the resources in the world. Yeah, I squeezed a couple of extra gauges in here. Come on, build the gauges. I don't think this guy really needs anything else. I mean, I know there's a lot of room in here, but if we add any more, it just costs more RP, and it doesn't need it. It just doesn't need it. These things are really good. I'm quite chuffed with them. You know, dedicated anti-air still craps on them, but they work very, very effectively. And this is more or less, whoop, off you go, son. Go hop on board. Oh, he's in this fleet, I think. Yeah, he is. Whee! Your maiden voyage, my son. Awesome. Yeah, they're really, really effective against the Onyx Watch, so yeah, we'll see how far we can push it and see how many. Well, I can build at the minute. I've got like 200k metal. These things cost about 20k metal. I can build like 15 of these. Not going to do that just yet. No, I can build like 9 of them. Math feel. Anyway, let's build a couple more of them, and I'm going to add these in with the intruder squadron. We can have maybe 3 or 4 of them. We have a very, very big... Oh, bugger. I don't actually want to be in there. Yeah, oh, that's good. That's interesting to note that that didn't trigger a battle there. Even though the ship is in their territory, it's not in... The fleet is not in their territory. Interesting. Don't want to split him off at the minute, actually, because that would engage a fight. But I'm going to get a couple of more of these guys built, and I will be right back. Okie dokie. I have got myself a couple of poodles. I've got 4 poodles now. Hooray! Let's start annoying the Deepwater Guard. So if you ever want to know how to really irritate someone, you have to go to the relationships button, find the Onyx Watch, and we will declare war by insulting them. Your mother is a hamster. You smell of wee. Nobody likes you. Yeah, that'll do. Suitably annoyed. And they're sending everything our way. Hurrah! Excellent. I think we're going to deal with this little square first. And what I'm going to do this time is have the fetcher within resource range, but don't bring it into the battle, as a couple of people have suggested, because that means that these guys will never actually run out of resources. Doesn't matter how much they actually have on board. If this guy is within range, even if he's out of combat, he should be able to feed them resources and stuff. So let us... Okay, I gotta say, this is gonna be so unfair. This is a tiny little fleet. What do we even have here? That is a Telemachus and a... Oh my god. So, yeah. This'll be brief. Yeah, because I've got my new hardware back, let's just do this the fun way. All at once. I'm not going to go over about 20,000 because I find even with my graphics card back, it does still get pretty laggy. You are not in the battle, that's good. So yeah, we don't really want it to be too laggy. That'll load in. Let's hop onto one of the poodles. Take him on its maiden flight. Oh, night times. Even still, at the minute, it's a little bit framey. What's happening over here? Not much. I would have expected more DACA to be on its way by this stage. Seriously, guys, come on. This is like an entire fleet. This is like everything. There's a Falcor in the distance. We have a Doberman. Which one's that? That must be a Dackle, because it's got the AP minigun, and that looks like it's got a short boss. I've had a couple of crashes recently. Not game crashes. Ships crashing into each other, being silly. Ooh, that looks like it might have hurt a little, if it actually hit. It did not hit though. Boo for the not hitting. Well, they're actually lasting pretty well, I gotta say. Although that barrel's been pretty badly stubbied. This whole Onyx Watch using shields thing now is... I wouldn't say it's annoying. I think it does really improve their survivability a lot, but it's kind of irritating. I'm not gonna lie. But no, it's fine. It's fine because it's a good sort of introductory measure into the game. You know, these are sort of the natural progression after the Deepwater Guard. So come on, guys, you can do better than that. Oh, and miss, and miss, and miss, and miss. They're really not great against small targets, which is a bit of a shame. CRAMs just generally aren't. I mean, the velocity on those shells is only like 100 meters per second. They're really slow. Oh, there's the intruder doing some bombing stuff. Hurrah! There's more intruder bombs. Taking them that long to get over here, it seems. They're a little bit slower than the CRAM bombers. They've been here working their magic for a while. Although, to be fair to the intruder, they just absolutely decimated the inside of that in one bombing run between the two of them, and now everything else is managing to hit because the little bugger isn't moving anymore. Yeah, it's really not your day, sunshine. What happened to the Telemachus? It seems that they have, they're sort of intentionally nerfed, so to speak, because whenever you blow up their ammo cache, the entire bloody thing goes up. Like a really, well, like like a watermelon with a banger in it, you know? It's a massive explosion. But that's that done. And we can pull that all and go and nom 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 nom. Some of these, yeah, these are the numbers I'm talking about. See, if you keep an eye on our poodles lifting the stuff from the ground. Stop at the poodle, you're spamming the interface. So we've got apparently 10,000 metal there, but our metal on the left is not going to go up by 10,000. See, it's only taking up like 100 at a time. Very, very small amounts. But you know, we can live with that. It's fine. It's fine. So I think rather than do this next battle all at once, this is 150 strength battle. This is going to be a big one, I think. Let's get everyone repaired. I am going to do this in a montage for you guys, and that means that the episode is going to be a little bit shorter, but there'll be just as much action crammed into a slightly shorter package. So let's move on to the montage. Well, after the fight starts and that sort of a thing. We'll do that now. Well, that really wasn't so bad. We absolutely crapped on them, and we have now got another resource zone. Not that we even need it anymore. We've got, what, 300k resources here after picking up all that lovely little bounty. And we've got another 450k here, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to finish that big ship pretty soon. And again, not that we need it, because we actually absolutely stomped on that massive fleet, and it was 150 strength. It was really, really big. Admittedly, we threw our entire army at it, so, you know, it's to be expected. But we did actually have some casualties. We lost ourselves an intruder, which is, well, it happens. They're a slower aircraft, and the new Onyx Watch have quite a few decent flak guns, so aircraft are not necessarily so safe there. But we'll get everything repaired up, and I imagine I'll have a couple of bits and pieces to do in between episodes, tidying things up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this place. I think I'm going to put some coastal defense here, because we have a lot of fights that are going to be happening around this area. And I'm sure this will be the first path that the Onyx Watch take to get to me, so yeah, it would be nice to have some sort of little, you know, just a little stronghold there of some kind. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Any likes, subs or comments are really, really awesome. I love hearing from you guys, and I read every single comment. As always, take it handy, and have a bloody good day.